Chapter 9. Comparisons. Degrees of adjectives and adverbs. A. We can describe something by saying that it has more of a quality than something else. We can do this by using comparative adjectives. Similarly, we can describe something by saying that it has more of a quality than anything else of its kind. We can do this by using a superlative adjective. B. Comparison of adjectives. Degrees of adjectives. Read the following sentences. 1. Rajkumar is a rich man. 2. Rajkumar is richer than Anil Kumar. 3. Rajkumar is the richest of all the men in the city. In sentence 1, one man is described and the form of the adjective rich used in the positive degree. In sentence 2, two men are compared. The adjective richer is used, which is the comparative degree of rich. In sentence 3, more than two men are compared in point of their riches. The adjective richest is used, which is the highest degree of richness. This form of rich is the superlative degree. C. Formation of degrees. The comparative and superlative degrees are formed. A. By adding er and est to the positive. Positive, comparative, superlative. Bold, bolder, boldest. Clever, cleverer, cleverest. Deep, deeper, deepest. Great, greater, greatest. Kind, kinder, kindest. Small, smaller, smallest. Young, younger, youngest. B. By adding r and st to the positive when it ends in e. Able, abler, ablest. Brave, braver, bravest. Fine, finer, finest. Large, larger, largest. Noble, nobler, noblest. Safe, safer, safest. White, whiter, whitest. Wise, wiser, wisest. C. By changing y into I and adding er and est in the positive when it ends in y preceded by a consonant. Busy, busier, busiest. Dry, drier, driest. Easy, easier, easiest. Happy, happier, happiest. Heavy, heavier, heaviest. Merry, merrier, merriest. Pretty, prettier, prettiest. Wealthy, wealthier, wealthiest. D. By changing er and est to the positive when it ends in y preceded by a vowel. Gay, gayer, gayest. Grey, grey, greyest. E. By doubling the last consonant and adding er and est to the positive when it ends in a consonant preceded by a vowel. Positive, comparative, superlative. Big, bigger, biggest. Fat, fatter, fattest. Hot, hotter, hottest. Red, redder, reddest. Sad, sadder, saddest. Thin, thinner, thinnest. F. By adding more and most to the adjectives having two or more syllables. Beautiful, more beautiful, most beautiful. Difficult, more difficult, most difficult. Intelligent, more intelligent, most intelligent. Interesting, more interesting, most interesting. Urgent, more urgent, most urgent. Useful, more useful, most useful. Note: less and least are added to the adjectives to show comparison of inferiority. Useful, less useful, least useful. G. Irregular comparisons. Some adjectives form their comparative and superlative degree in an irregular way. Positive, comparative, superlative. Bad, ill. Worse, worst. Far, distance. Father, farthest. For, former, foremost, first. hind, hinder, hindermost, nigh, nigher, nighest, old, older, elder, oldest, eldest, good, well, better, best, little, less, least, much, many, more, most, late, later, latter, latest, last. H. There are certain adjectives which do not have the comparative degree but have the superlative degree. Northern, northernmost, top, topmost, bottom, bottommost. I. Some adjectives have no degrees of comparison. Round, perfect, unique, excellent, ideal. D. Use of degrees of adjectives. Study the use of degrees of adjectives. A. With the positive form of the adjective, we use as in the affirmative and not as, not so as in the negative. Examples: she is as tall as her sister. This picture is as attractive as that. My brother is not as or so intelligent as I. B. The comparative degree is used when two persons or things are compared. It is followed by then. Examples: you are more intelligent than he. The fox is cleverer than the dog. C. But when the selection of one out of the two persons or things is meant, it is followed by of and the is placed before it, as the fox is the cleverest of the two animals. D. The superlative degree is used when more than two persons or things are compared. It is generally followed by of and the is placed before it, as examples: he is the ablest of all the boys in the class. Dr. Johnson's dictionary is the most useful of all the Note: the is not used before an adjective of the superlative degree when it is preceded by a noun in the possessive case or by a possessive adjective. Examples: he is Moti's best friend. Mr. R.L. Chopra is our best teacher. E. Much or far is used before an adjective of the comparative degree and by far before an adjective of the superlative degree to intensify the degree of comparison. Examples: he is far wiser than his friend. Kapil Dev has been by far the best player of his team. F. Some adjectives of the comparative degree ending in IOR are followed by to instead of then. Examples: he is junior to me in the department. My pen is superior to yours. This wheat is inferior to that. He is senior to you by 3 years. Note: superior, inferior, junior and senior can also be used as adjectives of the positive degree. Examples: this pen is superior. He is an inferior officer in the army. She is a junior or senior teacher. G. When two qualities in the same person or thing, more is used instead of er or are in order to form the comparative degree. Example: he is more wise than honest. E. Comparison of adverbs. A. Some adverbs are compared like adjectives. They came as early as we. She does not work as or so carefully as you. He sings well. Positive. Kamala sings better than Sita. Comparative. Vimla sings the best of all. Superlative. Mohan ran fast. Positive. Sohan ran faster than Rohan. Comparative. Rajesh ran the fastest of all. Superlative. She spoke gently. Positive. He spoke more gently than her. Comparative. Savita spoke the most gently of all her friends. Superlative. F. Formation of degrees. A. Study the 3 degrees of comparison of adverbs. Positive, comparative, superlative. Fast, faster, fastest. Hard, harder, hardest. Late, later, latest. Long, longer, longest. Loud, louder, loudest. Near, nearer, nearest. Soon, sooner, soonest. Early, earlier, earliest. Notice that these adverbs form the comparative degree by adding er and superlative degree by adding est to the positive. Early is an exception. Positive, comparative, superlative. Beautifully, more beautifully, most beautifully. Carefully, more carefully, most carefully. Frequently, more frequently, most frequently. Skillfully, more skillfully, most skillfully. Wisely, more wisely, most wisely. Note: these adverbs ending in ly form the comparative degree by adding more and the superlative degree by adding most. C. Positive, comparative, superlative. Badly, ill. Worse, worst. Far, farther, farthest. Further, furthest. Little, less, least. Much, more, most. Well, good. Better, best. Note: these adverbs form their comparative and superlative degrees irregularly. F. Using two comparatives together. We use two comparatives joined by and to express gradual increase or decrease. Examples: the weather is getting hotter and hotter. It is becoming more and more difficult to find a job. Your English is improving. It is getting better and better. He became less and less interested. G. Contrasted comparatives. We can indicate that one amount of a quality or thing is linked to another amount by using two contrasted comparatives preceded by the. Examples: the plus comparative, the plus comparative. The more you have, the more you want. The earlier you start, the sooner you will be back. The higher you go, the cooler it is. H. Avoiding repetition. Read the following sentences. 1. A. I can climb higher than you can climb. B. I can climb higher than you can. 2. A. Nowadays the world has fewer whales than the world had in the past. B. Nowadays the world has fewer whales than it once had. 3. A. The climate of Shimla is colder than the climate of Ambala. B. The climate of Shimla is colder than that of Ambala.